There will be two budgets.
We have passed the budget in the House of Representatives in good time.
National Assembly passes 2021 appropriation bill, increases total sum. Hope for children with hearing and speech defects as National Ear Care Center carries out groundbreaking surgery.
Our aim is to train our colleagues from Nigeria.
Also tonight, federal government extends NIN registration period just as Katsina NIMC office is vandalized. Good evening and welcome to NTA Network News, reaching you live from Abuja. I am Kenan Ima Abodike. Also reading tonight with me is Michael Olaleye from Lagos. The National Assembly has passed the 2021 appropriation bill of 13.5 trillion naira, 505 billion naira higher than the figure submitted by the executive. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nko reports that the National Social Investment Program accounts for the major increment.
Passing the 2021 appropriation bill before closing the chambers for Christmas break becomes exigent. Therefore, the no plenary on Monday's rule of the National Assembly was suspended. Less than 3 months after President Muhammadu Buhari presented the 2021 appropriation bill before the joint session of the National Assembly, its committees on finance have concluded scrutiny of the money bill and the budget of economic recovery and resilience passed.
The executive may wish to submit a supplementary appropriation bill whenever it is fit, in order to further fund critical areas that will help to accelerate the movement of our economy out of its current state of recession.
So there will be two budgets running. Funds from 2021 up to 31st March 2021, and then the implementation of the 2021 budget itself to start from January. That is absolute fight against the recession we are suffering from.
4.1 trillion naira is for capital expenditure. Recurrent expenditure of 5.6 trillion. 496.5 billion is for statutory transfer, while 3.3 trillion is for debt service. Expectedly, Federal Ministry of Works and Housing received the highest allocation of 399.6 billion. Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, 376.3 billion. Federal Ministry of Agriculture, 211 billion. Federal Ministry of Transportation, 209.7 billion. Ministry of Power, 206.7 billion. Federal Ministry of Water Resources, 159.7 billion. 156.1 billion is for education. Health, 134.5 billion. Defense, 127.8 billion, while the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture has 19.7 billion. The 2021 budget is predicated on crude oil production of 1.86 million barrels per day, an exchange rate of 379 naira to $1, oil benchmark of $40 per barrel. The House of Representatives also passed the budget with same figures as the Senate.
We have worked with the federal government, ministries, departments, and agencies to set priorities. We reached out to stakeholders and citizens groups. We liaised with constituencies or with constituents to understand their expectations and reflect their expectations, those expectations in our consideration of the appropriation bill. I am glad to report that these efforts have been worthwhile, and today we have passed the budget in the House of Representatives in good time.
The President requested 365 billion, and in addition, there are requests again from the Federal Ministry of Finance on other issues.
Both chambers have adjourned to 26th of January 2021. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nko, NTA News.
Let's go to security matters, where the European Union has commended President Muhammadu Buhari for the release and safe return of 334 abducted students of Government Science Secondary School, Kankara, Katsina State. A statement by Special Rapporteur, Lake Chad, West Africa, Joseph Kullen, says the release of the abducted student has brought a deserving relief without bloodshed and hails Katsina government and security agencies for the swift response. European Union urged the Nigerian government to ensure adequate measures of protection of vulnerable population and avert the repeat of previous government lapses in the security of lives and property, while assuring of international support to squash the reign of terror. The Directorate of Defense Media Operations, DMO, says the Air Task Force of Operation Lafia Dole has dealt yet another blow on insurgents operating in the northeast of the country with the elimination of Boko Haram terrorists and destruction of their gun trucks at Ajiri in Borno State. Defense Media Coordinator Major General John Enenche says this was achieved on the night of 19 December 2020. Sekel reports that the terrorists in about 7 gun trucks had attempted to breach Ajiri, a settlement in Mafa local government area of the state. Nigerian Air Force helicopter gunships engaged the terrorists, destroying 2 of the gun trucks and neutralizing several terrorists. In the meantime, Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Umar Zulum has decried repeated killings and abduction of citizens along Maiduguri Damaturu Road. The governor lamented over the incessant attacks when he visited Jakana town in Konduga local government area, one of the major towns along Maiduguri Damaturu Highway, where he also charged the residents to cooperate with the security operatives and identify the bad eggs amongst them.
Killing and kidnapping of innocent citizens along Maiduguri Damaturu Road has persisted along the highway in recent times, in spite of measures put in place by government, including the rapid response squad to man the highway. Despite the recent attacks on commuters, including the last Friday incident, not much was seen of security operatives along the route, even around 11 o'clock in the morning, when the governor's convoy was moving towards Jakana until it was returning to Maiduguri. Professor Babagana Umar said it was disappointed that majority of the attacks within the last 2 years took place between Auno and Jakana, a distance of about 20 kilometers from Maiduguri, the state capital.
Surprisingly, we have a brigade commander with his team in Jakana, commanding officer with his battalion in Auno, covering a distance of only 20 kilometers, and they are paid to protect the commuters. Honestly speaking, we are not happy.
The governor noted with disbelief that despite the presence of the army, state-owned rapid response squad comprising well-equipped policemen, vigilante and local halters, the insurgents' attack still persists. Governor Zulum, however, assured the residents along the road that he was going to immediately hold a security meeting and hopefully come up with more measures to secure the highway. Spokesperson of the Jakana community appealed to the governor to intervene as they swore to the Holy Quran to prove their innocence, as they are law-abiding farmers and ready to cooperate with the security operatives. In Maiduguri, Mahmoud Goni, NTA News.
Now, the Office of the National Identity Management Commission in Katsina has been vandalized by suspected individuals attempting to enroll in the National Biometric Data Capture. The suspected individuals attacked the office, injuring some of the staff of the commission. Awal Haliru completes the report.
After the announcement by the National Communication Commission that every Nigerian who has SIM card must link it with the national identification number, thousands of people in Katsina started trooping to the Commission's state office and other centers to avoid blocking their SIM cards.
I come here, I see around a lot of people sitting down here, and if you look at the main gate is closed. It's closed probably because people here, they told us that they have a quarrel between the security and the people.
After bringing the situation under control by security operatives, the management of the national identity suspended the exercise till full security is restored.
By federal government announcing that they are going to use NIN number for the registration of SIM. Yes. That's what brought all this crowd. If to say people 2-3 years back, they come out for this crowd will not be much.
He said the exercise will continue on Wednesday. In Katsina, Awal Haliru, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the federal government has endorsed a 3 weeks extension for subscribers with NIN from 30th December 2020 to 19th January 2021, while 6 weeks extension has been approved for subscribers without NIN from 30th December 2020 to 9th February 2021. A statement by the National Task Force on National Identification Number and SIM registration indicates that the decisions were reached after a meeting chaired by the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Ali Pantami, with major stakeholders in the sector. The statement also says NIMC has provided strategies to enable citizens attend the registration in full compliance with COVID-19 protocols, particularly the use of face masks, which remains mandatory, and maintenance of social distancing. 3 weeks after the Senate approved the procurement of COVID-19 vaccines, leadership of the Senate and its committees on health have met with the Minister of Health and other concerned persons towards ensuring even access and maximum benefits of the vaccines. At the meeting, which also had the Minister of Finance and National Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 in attendance, the Senate leadership demanded to know plans put in place for the procurement and cost of the vaccines.
B, to negotiate bulk procurement directly from manufacturers who are not yet committed or who can have excess capacity. C, to raise the finances to procure and secure vaccine rights. Raise the resources from World Bank and the Afrexim Bank and from country contributions. The required funding for COVID-19 vaccines is 156 billion in 2021 and another 220.9 billion to be provided in the 2021 budget for the vaccines that will be delivered in 2022.
We expect you to have a process through which you will choose or select the candidate vaccine. Choose the one that you think is going to be better for us, not for price, but our peculiar environment. So I think we are leaving that to you.
The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency explained that it has embarked on a sensitization to dissuade members of the public from negative perception of the vaccine. Still talking health, cancer is a major health problem with minimal treatment and control facilities in sub-Saharan Africa. This is largely blamed by experts for the continuous rise in the number of cases and deaths from the disease. Towards bridging the gap and ensuring access to affordable treatment, Kano State Government is establishing a world-class cancer center, which is expected to take off by the middle of 2021. Abdullahi Mustafa visited the site of the project and put together this report.
The complex, which is to cost more than 4 billion naira, is also expected to be used for research and training by medical institutions. It is designed to serve not only Kano, but Nigeria and neighboring countries. After the foundation laying by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo in January 2020, the project is now at advanced stage of completion.
Looking at the harmful effect of radiation, if at any point in time it got leaked, it has a very harmful effect on the entire community. So that is why the construction is highly specialized. You need a specialized engineers.
This bunker will not allow any radioactive rays to come out. It will only be used to treat the patients.
The design is not only to provide effective treatment, but also ensure safety of personnel and nearby residents.
First quarter of 2021 is the target period for the completion of this work. And when delivered and put to use, the International Cancer Center Kano is expected to bring an end to medical tourism and reduce the cost of treatment of cancer to Nigerians. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
We still have more health reports tonight, but in the meantime, let's go on a break. Do stay with us.
May all your dreams come true this Christmas.
Get all the nutrients that we need from plants.
The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources and alternate chairman of the board of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, His Excellency Chief Tibipri Silva, and the Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Malam Mili Kyari, welcome His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, to the virtual commissioning of the over 200 million standard cubic feet per day NPDC Integrated Gas Handling Facility, IGHF, and the liquefied petroleum gas LPG storage and dispensing plant, wholly owned and constructed by the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company, NPDC, an upstream subsidiary of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, in Olobo, Edo State. Date Tuesday, 22nd December 2020. Time 11 a.m. With the COVID-19 social distancing protocols, attendance is strictly by invitation. Members of the public can follow the event live on the NTA, AIT, Channels Television, and all NNPC social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Teams, and Facebook. NNPC, we touch your lives in many positive ways. Signed, NNPC Management.
There are no small beginnings, only stepping stones to bigger things. That's our philosophy at Premium Pension. And so no matter the size of your money, our team of expert fund managers invested wisely and actively to make sure your money is always working as hard as you do. After all, the things we're building today can help shape your future in the long run. And with the right partner by your side, the one thing you're sure to do is soar. Premium Pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
Imagine the joy that fills your heart when you have just given birth. Whatever your size, we got you.
Follow the grandmother.
Mama, baby. With our Buy Right chat, you can get the best mattress that goes with your body weight. Don't just buy a mattress, buy a Vitafoam mattress.
The name of the baby is Stella.
Vitafoam, the fine art of living.
We congratulate you for progress on your journey. Now, Nigeria's #1 choice of mothers have Molfix Air Dry. Thanks to its ultra absorbency and breathability, Molfix has the dryness all the mothers dream of. So the babies will not experience any rash. Babies are always comfortable. Mothers are too, because they don't need to worry about ventilation. Thanks to Molfix Air Dry. Now, babies and mothers enjoy the ultimate peace. Come and join the mothers who experience Molfix Air Dry.
After
After a 7-goal demolition at the hands of the champions last time out, will Crystal Palace enjoy a Merry Christmas when they visit Villa Park? This Saturday, it's Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace on the Premier League Live, showing on the NTA network from 3:30 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Axis Bank, Baba Ijebu, Lipton, and Close Up, in association with Goal.com.
Welcome back to NTA Network News, as we now tell you that a ray of hope has surfaced for millions of children suffering from hearing and speech defects. This follows a groundbreaking operation carried out by the National Ear Care Center, Kaduna. Abdullahi Mohammed reports that the center is partnering some world-class ear surgeons with a view to transferring the know-how to local surgeons.
Umar Bindawa has lived all his life communicating through sign language, but when he meets those who cannot understand his only means of communication, he gets frustrated. Adding salt to his wound is that his impairment have dented his dream of becoming a seasoned politician.
He may become a governor.
People of the generation of Umar may have missed out of a revolutionary procedure which gives children below 5 years suffering hearing and speech loss a new lease of life, but excited that the generation behind them will not suffer their fate.
Viewing and all the experience you have.
This surgical operation, which gives way for insert of a device in the ear, is a turning point.
When amplification is not doing anything, then the damage is in the nerve. In the nerve or in the cochlea. So then we compensate that by inserting this device.
The surgery itself is not that complicated, but need special training. Our aim is to train our colleagues from Nigeria.
The icing on the cake is that the expert rates are leaving no stone unturned towards passing the know-how to local surgeons at the National Ear Care Center in Kaduna.
We want to start and be a center of excellence for this cochlear implant program so that we can provide hope for the deaf.
With this development, Nigerians from across the country will have their children suffering from hearing and speech loss access to this service without any hassle. In Kaduna, Abdullahi Mohammed, NTA News.
Gombe State has joined the few states in Nigeria on sustainable development trajectory that is consistent with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Emmanuel Akila reports that Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Amina Mohammed, revealed this during a World Stakeholders Engagement on the Gombe State 10-year development plan.
The Gombe State 10-year development plan, which begins from 2021 to 2030, captures global development trends from the 114 wards of the 11 local government areas of the state, planned to meet the growth and development needs of the state in line with the Sustainable Development Goals.
But maintains its unique identity in its context by focusing on the key issues facing Gombe in poverty, education, health, gender, and environment. The financing of this plan will need domestic resource mobilization through revenues, but it will also need investments from the federal government and the international community.
Governor Ino Yahya, who welcomes inputs from participants from across the country and around the world, observed that until a development plan is sustainable, it can only achieve partial results.
By 2030, the plan projects that Gombe State will be a terminus that encapsulates growth, development, peace, and shared prosperity for all.
The planners built on holistic economic pillars with existing projects such as the Gombe Goes Green, Network 1100, and Water Supply Scheme as platforms to start. The meeting rose with prayers for the implementation of the final development document. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari warmly felicitates with the National Librarian, Professor Lenria Olatokunbo Aino, on his 70th birthday. In a statement celebrating the milestone with family and friends, the President congratulates the Chief Executive Officer of the National Library of Nigeria for his contribution to knowledge in an area of education that provides bedrock for research. He extolled the scholar for paying particular attention and writing extensively on agricultural information, which had since turned a central reference in Africa and beyond. President Buhari believes that Professor Aino's wealth of knowledge and experience will continue to inspire many into adopting the noble career, especially as resources for learning become more diversified in a fast-changing world. The president prays that God will grant the scholar longer life and strength to keep serving the nation. Let's now join Michael Olaleye in Lagos for more reports.
Thank you, Kene. 58 volunteers have added to their wealth of knowledge in responding to emergency situations at training for Grassroots Emergency Volunteer Corps in Lagos. Hingino John Adams reports that the training organized by National Emergency Management Agency NEMA drew participants from different parts of the state. It is also the fourth in the series.
Emergencies are an inevitable part of life which happen without announcement, leading to serious havoc most times. But when prepared for them, the destruction and number of casualties can be reduced to the barest minimum. Relevant information can also help in preparing for emergencies. Alabi Razak is a community leader, and his quest to serve his people better ordered his step to the training.
I am here to get some ideas, some techniques on disasters, be it natural or man-made.
So we have to be prepared at all times. Basic first aid is important. Knowing how to attend to fire is important. So these are the trainings we need.
The training covered various aspects like fire disaster management, personal protection, resuscitation techniques, as well as attending to road crashes casualties.
The essence is to reduce drastically the menace of road crashes. We may have road crashes. Major effect of such is the deaths, injuries happening there. The post-crash management, the injuries are not encouraging. So NEMA is working with all stakeholders, especially road safety, to provide first aid.
In public health risk, you have to keep yourself safe, and you also want to save others. And by use of personal protective equipment, you keep yourself safe, and you also keep others safe.
It is expected that the knowledge and skills acquired by these participants, if backed with strong will, can go a long way in reducing mortality rate in emergency situations. In Lagos, Hingino John Adams, NTA News.
The Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed has advocated the use of art and culture as the soothing balm on the wounds inflicted on the nation recently. Annie Daniels reports that the minister emphasized this at the first National Theatre Festival of Unity event to inject hope into Nigerians for a better tomorrow.
The National Theatre was commissioned 44 years ago to encourage the advancement of arts and culture across the country. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed, who was represented, noted that the advent of the coronavirus pandemic and the skirmishes that trailed the NSAS protest, coupled with the need to calm the nerves of the people, prompted the National Theatre Festival of Unity.
And it's one of the best things that is happening in the country as at this minute. For us to come together, forget our differences, forget our ethics, forget our religion, come together under one umbrella to celebrate unity.
Ask yourself, why is it that when Europeans come to Africa, they are attracted to our arts, our craft, to the point that they even make away some of them and refuse to release them? Art has value. Culture has value.
The event featured performances by some Nigerians.
There's strength in numbers. If we come together, we fit take only one stick of broom sweep. No, but if broom plenty, ground go clean. So I think we're all it will be made a very sweet journey for everybody to achieve their goals if we all come together and have one vision.
The festival is expected to be an annual one, and organizers are hopeful it will unify ethnic groups and discourage individuals who beat the drums of war, causing needless acrimony across the country. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
This is NTA Network News. More reports with Kenne shortly after this break. Please stay tuned.
There is one that has class. And did I pass my neighbor? Don't be a joy killer. There is the right gadget for every moment. Redmi Note 9 Pro. Upgrade your life. Powered by Xiaomi. May all your dreams come true this Christmas.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
From every angle, from every view, forever my baby, I'll always have my eyes on you. From north to south, from the east to the west, you drive my heart, I always have my eyes on you. And yes, it's true, you remind me of a lovely picture, it's true, I can't deny. I've got my eyes on you.
If you truly love it, get the Leadway Auto Insurance now.
I've got my eyes on you.
Leadway Assurance, insuring happiness since 1970.
Wake up, nothing can hold us down. Get up, all the way to the ground.
Breakfast good day, every day.
Nestle, good food, good life.
You clean your teeth every morning, but that fresh breath feeling just doesn't last. The answer? Easy. You keep your teeth strong and healthy and give your mouth long-lasting fresh breath with new Oral-B 2-in-1 toothpaste. It helps strengthen your teeth and gives you long-lasting fresh breath.
So fresh, still fresh, and still fresh.
Stay strong, stay fresh. New Oral-B toothpaste for strong teeth and long-lasting fresh breath.
Introducing evaporated milk that contains all the nourishment of milk, including high calcium, 7B vitamins, vitamin D3, phosphorus, magnesium, and 50% less fat. It comes in 3-pack sizes, and the 60-gram pack is only 50 naira.
Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk. All the nourishment of milk. 50% less fat.
Light it up like dynamite. Shining through the city with a little focus on. Light it up like dynamite. This is
always remember, this man I have creative design will really like you. You deserve a break. Even in the hustle and bustle of the day, you can indulge in a cup of 3-in-1 Cadbury Hot Chocolate. Cadbury Hot Chocolate. Indulge. You deserve a break.
Wednesday, 5:28 p.m. Getting ready to lay down some tunes, but something ain't right. There's some discomfort in my throat. No worries though. Tom Tom Fresh Lime is here to save the day. Discomfort gone, time to bring the heat. Thanks Tom Tom Fresh Lime for giving me soothing relief. Tom Tom Fresh Lime, cool with a zing.
Thank you for staying with us. All is set for the presidential inauguration of MPDC Integrated Gas Handling Facility IGHF in Olobo, Edo State. Key players say the project, ready to be inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari, will not just boost the domestic gas markets, but is a game changer that will bring huge economic benefits to the host communities and the country at large. Here is Lydia Sampson with details.
Nigerian Petroleum Development Company, MPDC, a subsidiary of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, is accomplishing its domestic gas supply obligation to the country. A project expert says is bringing in more value from gas molecules that could have been flared or wasted. Taking journalists on a guided tour of the facility, Managing Director of MPDC, Mansour Sambo, says using its Olobo Integrated Gas Handling Facility, MPDC is taking the lead in Nigeria's plan to end flaring of gas in our oil fields.
It's going to crash not only the prices, but it's going to improve even the availability of the gas to the user. Approximately 4,500 metric tons capacity that is buried underground there. We have 22 tanks that are underground. Each tank is 200 metric tons.
The integrated gas handling facility will help MPDC meet its domestic supply obligation from the Oredo field, and in the process ensure complete gas flare out from there. From the Oredo field, the MPDC will process over 200 million standard cubic feet of gas per day of wasted or flared gas to wealth for the next 25 years. From Olobo in Edo State, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The second Niger Bridge is a corridor to the eastern parts of the country. During festive seasons, it is usually an unfavorable experience for travelers who spend days of sleepless nights on the bridge due to high vehicular movement. Now, the cheery news is that 600 federal road safety personnel will be deployed to Anambra State to ensure free flow of traffic. The Corps Marshal, Federal Road Safety Corps, Boboye Oyemi, said this while on a courtesy visit to Governor Willie Obiano. Ndem Carlo has details.
The visit to the state is to find adequate solution to the build-up of traffic experience in and around Anambra State. The FRC Corps Marshal noted that his personnel, in collaboration with the State Commissioner for Works, will relocate to the second Niger Bridge head on nature to ensure nobody passes the night on the bridge, while urging motorists to avoid driving against the traffic.
I want to assure all the citizens in Anambra and the environs during this high season that we assure you that all obstructions like directed will be removed.
This is a period that is very busy. A lot of people come into our state. We would like everybody to maintain discipline on the road.
Ndem Carlo, NTA News.
The leadership of the House of Representatives has reiterated that there was never a time that the Ninth House as an institution or at level of caucus contemplated impeaching the president. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the House leadership, or rather the House leader Al-Hassan Ado Doguar, in reacting to comments credited to a House member, Kingsley Chinda of the PDP, said the House is compelled to initiate disciplinary measures in relation to such unguided utterances.
His actions we consider are quite unparliamentary. They are unpatriotic, especially at this point when Nigeria is going through these challenges, when everybody's attention, everybody's contribution is needed to fight the insecurity problem we are facing in the country.
He described the actions of Chinda as a disregard to House leadership and laid down rules.
We have made wide consultations among our members of the House of Representatives. The leadership is also concerned about these unnecessary utterances for Chinda trying to drag the institution of the House of Representatives into unnecessary controversy with the government of the day. This is quite unacceptable.
Meanwhile, the House has adjourned plenary to 26th of January 2021 for the Christmas break after passing the budget. Before proceeding for the holidays, the House resolved to identify and verify duplicated projects in the 2021 budget as moved by Representative Yusuf Gagdi. Other resolutions include conducting an investigation on leased and concessioned federal government assets to plug leakages as raised by Deputy Minority Leader Tobi Okechukwu. The abandoned Makurdi Port Harcourt railway contract of more than 19 billion naira awarded in 2011 as moved by Minority Leader Ndudi Elumelu is also to be investigated. The lawmakers suggested local production of firearms as moved by Representative Halims Abdullahi to check insecurity, just as they endorsed the call from Representative Chinedu on the need to put modalities to check activities of transporters during the Yuletide. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Let's also tell you that President Muhammadu Buhari has ordered the reopening of 4 land borders in the country. Abdulrahman Usman Jibrila went to Ilela border in Sokoto to find out the impact of reopening the border.
Ilela border is one of the borders that were recently reopened by the federal government. With the latest development, import and export of approved goods will begin in earnest after months of closure, a development that impeded businesses and social activities. The news of the reopening of the borders had elicited applause in the affected communities, with residents saying life will come back to normal.
Since it has been open, by God's grace, things will start moving gradually, and with time, everything will come back to normal.
Abin da ake rana da gwamnati in matsala nan take a ce musu su warware wannan matsala tunda da mun ji labarin an ce an bude hayat amma mu nan mun kasa ganin bude.
However, despite the announcement of the reopening of the border remained closed as Nigeria Customs Service are yet to officially receive any circular. Government had at the onset said borders were closed to stop importation of contrabands, including arms and ammunition, boost agriculture, and protect local economy. In Sokoto, Abraham Usman Jibrila, NTA News.
Now, our correspondent, Shehu Adamo, who has been giving us updates from Kankara town, now joins us live to give us an update. Hello, Shehu.
Hello, Kenny. How are you?
Where are you right now, and how is Kankara this evening?
Yes, thank you very much, Kenny Imabodike. Kankara this evening, just like the daytime, everything is calm. People that are doing their business this evening are doing their normal business with no problem at all.
Oh, that's good to know. But Shehu, you had earlier in the day spoke to some of the boys and their parents. How are they feeling about the whole incident?
Well, they are in a very, very happy mood. What they have been saying is thank you, government, thank you, federal government, thank you, Kazana State government, thank you, security operatives. And they are very willing and ready to support the government. That is why some of the parents that I spoke to pledge their commitment to see that they ensure they support their children that were involved in this incident to pursuing their educational goal. With me is the Chief Administrative Officer of Kankara Local Government, who is going to tell us more about the situation here in Kankara. Malam Abubakar Bashir Muhammad Abdul. Malam Bashir Muhammad Abdul, how has the rescued 344 students of Government Science Secondary School changed their life in Kankara?
Well, it has really changed the level. People and other community of Katsina State, because this school now has a lot of people from other states and Katsina State. It has really, we never anticipated that the security could bring back these boys. But now that these boys are back, we are very happy. And because of the happiness we had, we now go about our normal activities.
What is the situation now?
Yeah, it is calm, fine. Emotional distress has gone, and everything is now calm, and social activities have been going on.
Well, thank you, Malam Bashir Muhammad Abdul. You heard from Malam Bashir Muhammad Abdul, the Chief Administrative Officer of Kankara Local Government, assuring the people of the state that everything is calm in Kankara. Kenny?
All right, Shehu Adamu, thank you indeed for that piece tonight. You're watching NTA Network News. Let's go on another break. Stay with us.
Tough on stains with longer lasting freshness. New Omo Extra Fresh with longer lasting freshness. Tough on stains with longer lasting freshness. New Omo Extra Fresh with longer lasting freshness. Tough on stains with longer lasting freshness. New Omo Extra Fresh with longer lasting freshness.
When babies arrive, they open the door to more blessings and more good things. So let's start your baby's journey in comfort with the Huggies Happy Home Bonanza. Win your baby a beautiful new home, a brand new car, up to $1 million in cash rewards, shopping vouchers, and lots of instant airtime. Just buy any special Huggies pack. Scratch the promo sticker on pack to start winning. Buy now and win to bring your baby up in comfort. Huggies for all night dryness and comfort.
It's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be.
It's the natural ingredients and rich flavor of Knorr that brings people together.
Mommy is back.
Guess what's inside?
Chocolate. Biscuit.
Our new toothpaste, Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection.
Why are we changing our toothpaste?
Because with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, I can be sure your teeth are cavity-free.
Cavity? What cavity?
Let me show you.
Most toothaches are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavity.
It also has natural mint for minty fresh breath every day.
Mom, can I eat chocolates now?
As long as you brush with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection.
Colgate is the world's most chosen toothpaste.
Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out!
Recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
After a 7-goal demolition at the hands of the champions last time out, will Crystal Palace enjoy a Merry Christmas when they visit Villa Park? This Saturday, it's Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace on the Premier League Live, showing on the NTA network from 3:30 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Axis Bank, Babai Jebu, Lipton, and Close Up, in association with Goal.com.
Welcome back. The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 has advised all government staff on grade level 12 and below at federal and state levels to stay at home for the next 5 weeks as part of measures to curb the second wave of the pandemic in the country. Chairman of the task force and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, at Monday's national briefing says permanent secretaries and chief executives will be held accountable for enforcing the COVID-19 protocols. Betari Ben reports.
The PTF chairman resumes at the national briefing after days of self-isolation when members of his family tested positive for COVID-19. To contain the virulent nature of the second wave of the pandemic, the PTF and state governments will be deploying legal structures to enforce closure of all bars, nightclubs, recreational and event centers to curb community transmission. All religious gatherings are henceforth limited to less than 50% capacity of venues, with physical distancing and mandatory use of face masks strictly enforced.
The head of service of the Federation will be issuing out notices to this. As an advisory, we're also asking the states to consider that so that they can decongest their offices and reduce the volume of people coming to work, so that we can effectively interrupt the spread and transmission that is taking place now. The PTF, on the advice of the Federal Minister of Education, expects that schools would have vacated from the 18th of December 2020 and remain closed till at least the 18th of January 2021.
From personal experience, the PTF chairman says this is not time to politicize COVID-19.
You wouldn't want to go through the experience that I went through. So the last 1 week was a nightmare. I was not infected. But the truth about it, the agony of having members of your household. I'm a father of 4. All my 4 kids were infected. There's no thing that you should not do. And the application of the non-pharmaceutical measures, probably, like I told you, I have shared here severally as a joke that oftentimes when I sit in my house, I'm wearing a mask. Probably that singular act of wearing a mask within my own household could have been the reason why I was not infected.
The task force calls on state governments to scale up risk communication as the second wave of the pandemic rages. In Abuja, Mitaire Ikwen, NTA News.
Bade Adeleye will now bring us sports updates.